Sorry to
So,
interrupt, Dr. Shilpi ji.
yes, sir.
Can I deliver to welcome speech on the behalf of St. Wilfrid College for Girls for our eminent speaker today?
Sure, sir. I will give you the opportunity. First, I would like to start the session. So,
Okay.
here we are to discuss the wastewater treatment, and wastewater is a major cause of water pollution. And wastewater treatment is a very important process to overcome water pollution, to remove pollutants, absorption, and processes are carried out before discharging wastewater out to river by many industries. So on the second day, we are here to discuss the major points about wastewater treatment. And for this, on behalf of both organizations, I welcome to our second speaker, and I would like to invite Dr. Ajit Kumar Sharma sir to introduce our speaker and welcome and address and to continue the session. Over to you, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Good evening and good morning to eminent professor, keynote speaker today. On the behalf of St. Wilfrid College for Girls, Jaipur, Rajasthan, India, it is with great pleasure that I welcome you to this international webinar on water management. As we gather virtually from different corners of the globe, we are united by a common goal to explore innovative solutions and best practices in managing wastewater for more sustainable features. In future, wastewater management trends, wastewater management, it's a very crucial in present scenario. I heartily welcome to all participants, collaborative organizers, eminent speakers, my dear friends and colleagues. Really, today, water sustainable utilization is very important because it is very necessary to every morning to overnight regular interval. In present scenario, industrialization is very heart of economic growth of each and every countries. So I think this is the global problem. All of eminent speakers, stakeholders like social organizers, academicians are focused in how to manage in this problem, how to take in very easily sustainable utilization of water. So without any taking time, I heartily welcome again to my dear friend professor from Philippines University. So hand over the session. Thank you very much and heartily welcome once again all of you.
Okay, thank you. I believe that's my cue already to speak. Am I audible?
Yes, you are perfect, audible, and so please continue the session. Sir, can you please unmute your microphone?
Hello, hello.
Yes, now you are audible. Yes.
Okay. First, I'd like to pay my respects, of course, to Saksham Society and to St. Wilfred's College for Girls, which collaborated with Saksham Society. Thank you so much for having me here. But first, I'd like to apologize if my voice sounds like this. I'm a bit under the weather. I'm still recovering, but I'm on my way to recovering. Okay? So I hope I can still be heard clearly
You are
despite
perfect, audible, sir, and sounds
despite
is
the
very
voice.
good. Very nice. Yes.
Yeah, I have already committed myself.
Yes.
So rain or shine, I have to be here. So a commitment is a commitment.
Yes, yes,
So
sir.
I also would like to say hello to our students who are listening right now. And I hope that for the first 30 to 35 minutes, I'll be able to share some insights to all of you regarding wastewater management. So I'll be sharing my screen now.
Sure, sir.
Okay, for a while. All right. Can you see my PowerPoint?
Yes, sir. It is visible.
Okay. All right. So this topic is actually close to my heart and close to everybody's heart, I hope. Because without a doubt, water is considered life. Our planet Earth is considered our home. And Obviously, without water, all of us, our survival is at stake. With so many people in the planet, roughly 8 billion in terms of population, sometimes we would wonder, where does all the other forms of water go? Sometimes water is wasted, or worse, water can be polluted. What happens when such things occur? So that is why wastewater management is a very noble thing, because at least our brothers and sisters have the heart, have the compassion to make sure that water, especially wastewater, can be managed in the name of sustainability. Because it's not just us today that needs water. How about our children? How about our children's children? That is why wastewater management contains in itself a powerful vision into the future as to what water supply will still be given to all the posterity that we will be having. Wastewater management is an important approach to protect water resources. Now, this has been defined as a collection, the treatment, and reuse of wastewater. Now, maybe people will find this disgusting, right? Let's be honest. Some people or many people will think, you mean to say wastewater can still be managed, can still be reused? So things like that will definitely come to someone who probably has no idea yet, or probably who is ignorant of how wastewater is management. As what has been said, as we could see on the screen, by the way, the resources will be found later at the end of the slides. This is a crucial, a critical approach to protect water resources. And again, as what has been mentioned earlier, we protect water resources because simply water is life. We cannot actually go on for a week without water, or maybe 2 weeks at most. All of us will die if we don't have enough supply of water. But sad to say, water can be considered waste, especially when people abuse water. But thankfully, the noble in heart have in their minds this incredible vision of saving wastewater. That's why they collect it, they treat it, and for all of us to reuse this wastewater. What are some of these wastes? So some of these wastes may include the following: food scraps. Now, we know that wherever we go in our travels, especially when we go near other canals, we might probably see some food scraps, or we will most likely see some food scraps, especially in some areas where there is less government intervention. Food waste is a huge contributor to water pollution. Now, this is a no-brainer. All of us eat, but where do all these food scraps go? When food is discarded, it creates an excess of food waste that has to be disposed of, sad to say, in waterways. In small ways, this, meaning referring to the disposal of excess food in the waterways, can have a negative effect on the environment. So food scraps, this is just one of the several ways that are mentioned that definitely pollute or definitely hurt our water supply. Second is cooking oils. Cooking oils, when a cooking oil is introduced into water bodies, it significantly deteriorates water quality. Now, every chemist actually knows this by heart. This contamination poses a major threat to plants, wildlife, and even human health. Now, maybe we think, oh, it's just harmless. There is not much harm because it's just oil anyway. But it definitely deteriorates water quality. And besides, even if the water is drinkable or potable, if we put if we put oil in it, I don't think it will be too tasty for us to drink, right? Maybe some of us may dare, but probably majority of us will not dare. Now, how much more cooking oils that are introduced into water bodies, right? So it definitely poses a major threat to plants, wildlife, and human health. Now, I'll pause here for a bit. May I ask if I can still be heard? Sorry, I don't see myself on the screen. I can only see the PowerPoint in front of me. Are you still there?
Yes, sir. It is
Yes, sir,
visible.
you're
Okay. All right, thank you. That's good. Let me proceed.
Yes, please.
Another one is soaps. So another waste is the phosphates found in detergents, found in soaps. This also can lead to freshwater algal blooms. Now these blooms reduce available oxygen that fish need in waterways because we know biology that when algae decompose, they use up the oxygen. So meaning to say, if there's a lower dissolved oxygen, this can change the chemistry of the sediments underwater, thus releasing toxins that harm aquatic life. So if it is harmed, then it makes sense that we too, humans, will also be harmed once we partake of water with phosphates. Obviously, none of us would like to drink water that tastes like there is a little soap in it, right? There are some bubbles we can even see. I mean, that sounds ridiculous, but that's the truth. Who wants to drink water with phosphates mixed in it? So these three are just some of the few that I selected. There are plenty of other waste, but doing so will take an hour or more. So I'd focus on three of these: the food scraps, right, that was mentioned, cooking oils, and then soaps. So how is it managed? Right? Actually, we see here in front of us on the screen, we might think, I mean, how can this even be treated? It looks so dirty, right? How can it be managed? How can it even be reused? Is there hope when we look at waterways like this one? Well, let's see. I got this from the Encyclopedia Britannica, and other textbooks also have this. Okay, which, as I said at the start in my introduction, that there are men and women with noble hearts wanting to treat the water. So you could see here a very complex but very, very powerful water treatment plant. So this one here is divided, as you could see on the screen, primary treatment on your left and then secondary treatment on the somewhere in the middle towards your right. So from the raw sewage here, as you could see, there are screens. So the water flows through the screens, they are channeled through the screens, and of course, they are properly screened out. And then there is this machine called comminutor, which actually leads to the grit chamber, then the grit disposal. So this one here is just an illustration of how the waste water is being treated. And then from the grit chamber, it proceeds to the primary clarifier, right? So you could see there some of the remnants, okay, or the sludge that goes to the first primary effluent, and the second one, the raw or primary sludge. For the primary effluent, you could see there that there's the aeration tank. Now, I understand that maybe not all of us have seen how this works, okay? Now, there's also what we call the air compressor. And then after that one, you could see where the arrow is. So it's not just humans or wounds that are treated, even water is even treated. Now, even soil, that's another story, right? Soil also has treatment, right? But water also follows through a certain treatment. And personally, it's really wonderful that there are wastewater management treatment plants in charge of such. According to the EPI, which stands for Environmental Performance Index, Finland has an EPI score of 100. I mean, that's amazing. 80% of the population is connected to municipal wastewater treatment plants. 540 wastewater treatment plants can be found in Finland. And the number of large wastewater treatment plants, that's WWTP, shortcut for that, is actually 10. So they have 10 large wastewater treatment plants. Another one, this one here, as you could see, is a picture, okay, of a wastewater treatment plant found in Finland. Okay, another one is Iceland. Another EPI score of 100. Wastewater from about 60% of the population in Iceland is treated in sewerage treatment plants at Ananos and Tetagardar in Reykjavik, the capital of Iceland. Sewerage treatment plants in West Iceland, there are also existing sewerage treatment plants. And again, not only Finland, but Iceland as well. That shows us that people really are concerned of the sustainability of water. Here is an image or a picture of the white wastewater treatment plant found in Iceland. These small circular objects from a distance, but these are big, obviously, once we go near them. Right. Another one is in Netherlands. The Netherlands has an EPI score of 100. So it has more than 90,000 kilometers of sewer lines. This falls under the responsibility of the municipal governments. At the sewage treatment plants, the foul water is treated and purified. This is the responsibility of the district water boards. Now, these countries are just some of the examples of countries that have wastewater treatment plants. Even here in our own country, the Philippines, we have a wastewater treatment plant. And the most famous one, so far one of the biggest, is in Marikina City, that's found in Metro Manila, the capital of the Philippines. SDG 6 of the United Nations talks about clean water and sanitation. As what I have mentioned a while ago, it is really critical for all of us to make sure that water is not wasted, that wastewater still has hope to be treated and reused very soon or someday. SDG 6 talks about the ensuring of availability and sustainability of the management of water and sanitation for all. So there must be available, sustainable management of water. Not only that, but sanitation as well, because good health is particularly important and we need that very, very much. Good health. And of course, water, clean water and sanitation is extremely critical for all of us and for longevity of our lives. Here in our country, in the last 8 years, UNICEF helped build water sanitation and hygiene facilities. And of course, UNICEF, not only here in the Philippines, but what was able to build more than 129,000 schools globally with all of these water sanitation and hygiene facilities found in these 129,000 schools. Okay, so I hope that's clear. Let me correct myself. It's not 129,000 schools that UNICEF helped build. It's the water, sanitation, and hygiene facilities in more than 129,000 schools. I hope that's clear. Now, the picture here is actually from our very own country here in the Philippines. And even public schools actually have access now to clean water, which we are really very grateful, especially public schools in which majority could not afford to go to private schools. And when I did my research, I also made sure to include India. Okay, so there's, according to Lindstrom and the UNICEF, there's WASH in India, 20 million gained access to clean water, 23,000 schools trained for WASH. So this is a program which I believe you know more than I do, and which I am so grateful that it's not just the Philippines, but it's in India and in any other parts of the world as well. And 4.4 million gained access to household toilets. Now, wastewater management, since this is already the second day, so I would presume that yesterday you already went through the topic of wastewater management. So I'm just adding to what has been shared yesterday. So I hope that with these inputs, considering that water is life and water must be sustainable, it just helps us ponder and think, what do you think would have happened if people did not think of wastewater treatment plants? Probably there would be less and less water supply. I mean, I cannot even bear the thought of losing water. You see, personally, I would rather have water than electricity, right? Of course, electricity is a need nowadays, but I mean, people have survived for thousands of years without electricity. That is why water is extremely important. Not, of course, to make mention that electricity is not important. I'm just trying to draw a comparison that water is actually vital. It really is vital to not only our health, but of course to the next generations and the generations to come. So far, we were able to cover the definition of wastewater management, which is again the collection, right, the treatment and the reuse of water, wastewater. We were also able to identify some of these wastes, like the cooking oils, the food scraps, as well as the soaps. And we were able to go through the complex picture or image of what transpires or goes inside a water waste treatment plant. And the Environmental Performance Index I've identified here, chosen, personally picked 3 countries, the Netherlands, Iceland, and Finland, as having 100% score, 100 score of the EPI regarding wastewater. Plus, I gave an example of our very own here in the Philippines that we do have our wastewater treatment plant as well. So all of these things are actually very critical. And I hope, especially our students who are listening here right now, will be able to gain something and hopefully do their part, okay, in addition to the adults doing their part in making sure that there is less and less waste that goes into our water. After all, water is life. I think my 30 minutes is up. So these are my references. I hope I was able to share something useful to all of you. So once again, thank you so much for having me. I'll stop sharing now.
Thank you so much, sir. And very well, you present your opinion in front of our audience. And definitely, we will try to solve the solution on our behalf. And sir, I have a personal request. Please share your PPT with me because some students wants to add some reference in their project. So I would like to invite all the audience for the question answer session. If you have any query, so you can ask, or you can also text in the chat box. Okay, I think there is no any query. And Ajit sir, I would like to invite you to conclude the session and for the vote of thanks. Over to you, sir.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Shilpi ji. Nice and fantastic presentation given by delivered eminent professor. Really good explanation of your PPT. Good things in the context of Philippines and context of comparatively in India. Till today is a very big challenging issue of burning issue of wastewater treatment. Really, the major source of wastewater, just like a municipal waste, industrial waste, hospital waste, or domestic waste. Domestic wastewater is totally phosphates, including soap. You mentioned in your deliver lecture. It's a very difficult in aquatic flora and fauna life, surviving inside the water. So directly affect the toxicity of industrial wastewater effluents like hazardous of soil health, aquatic flora and fauna, quality of groundwater, deterioration of environmental quality, like it's a very big challenge to surviving in local areas, slum areas, peoples and other birds, snakes and animals. So taken in wastewater and definitely illness and suffering from many disease, just a skin disease and others. So I think some of policies are collectively efforts and policies are making to reduce deterioration of water quality, like RWQ, just reduce pollutants in wastewater, restore of wastewater, reuse of wastewater is the definitely important things. I think Professor Mridula, something asking in your queries and other.
No, she's not asking. She's just giving. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Actually, I have a question.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sir,
Continue.
actually, sir, I want to know. Your municipal, agricultural, industrial liquids have their chemical, physical, and biological characteristics differently. So,
Yeah.
is there any method to treat water or solid management in liquid naturally by the combination of chemical, physical, and biological methods? Because it is a question of water quality, which is essential for public health. So, sir, is there any technique?
Okay, it's a very good and fantastic question. So I think dear eminent professors given some suggestions and some of thing in myself. Yeah. I think Professor Mridula, some of aquatic plants are absorbing in heavy metals. These plants are growing water bodies and completely absorbing heavy metals. Some of known as like aquatic plants absorbing heavy metals like water lilies. Water lilies is capable for the absorbing of pollutants and water purifier plants जो एक snake की form में आपने is है some of plants are generate there in water bodies around areas absorbing water toxic elements and purifier helpful to purification of water and other some of other techniques like dilution of waters in the percentage of wastewater and fresh water. So dilute and change the concentration and reutilization without any other extra energy waste. तो इस तरीके से you have changed the quality of water. Okay, these are the regular practice in long time practice because the number of heavy metals are much more in wastewater.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sir. Definitely, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, so I think very informative and very fruitful lecture delivered by eminent professors. So really, thanks to professor and thanks to heartful thanks to on the behalf of Saint Wilfrid Girls College and Saint Wilfrid Education Society from Jaipur, Rajasthan, India. Really, it's a good thing and heartily thankful to Dr. Shilpi Chauhan for the collaboration and complete in event with your help. So really heartful thanks to Saksham Society and Dr. Shilpi ji. I hope in future some of activities in this type are definitely organized and more our lectures are delivered in definitely. So okay.
Thank you so much, sir. And here is a special announcement regarding certificate. If anyone interested to take the certificate, so you can contact me directly. I will provide you. And
Okay.
the session has been recorded, and we will upload the recording on our YouTube channel, and link we will provide you tomorrow.
Okay.
And yesterday
Okay.
link is ready. I will share with you,
Yeah.
Ajit sir and Cliff sir also, so you can
Yeah.
share in your group and your audience too. So
Okay.
thank you, Cliff
so
sir, thank you,
much.
Ajit sir, and thank you all the participants here.
Okay. Lot of thanks.
Thank you.
Why and lot of thanks, Professor Cliff. Really.
Yeah,
I am
thank you
happy.
so much for having me here. Again, sorry for my voice.
No, no, sir, it's
No,
okay,
no,
sir,
no,
and
but
we
it's
wish
a-
for
it's
your better health.
It's my pleasure, sir.
Yes,
Because I promise.
Okay. You
A
are
promise
great,
is a promise.
great effort
yes,
because you're suffering in some of illness, but deliver to dedication of lecture delivery.
Yes,
So
sir.
deliver to lecture is really good things.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you again.
Okay. I think over in session, Dr. Shilpi ji.
yes. I'm going to logging off now. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Bye bye. Thank you, sir. Once
Goodbye,
again,
thank
thank you.
you.
Take care, sir.
Okay.
Bye.